Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome to another movie review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Blair, no, not the Blair Witch, just Blair Witch. I just saw it, it's opening night. It is Thursday night. I saw the latest that I could in my town on Thursday. It was pretty empty in there, but yeah, it was actually my second premiere night movie that I went to. I went to The Force Awakens last winter, and now this. I've gone to a lot of first days, but never, well, just twice premiere nights. But anyways, let's get into it. What I'm going to do here is I don't want to do, usually I do spoiler reviews for like Walking Dead episodes and Supernatural episodes, but I'm not going to spoil it. I'm just going to tell you what I thought about it, kind of what normal reviewers do. And yeah, just kind of give it a rating out of 10 and that kind of stuff. So, Blair Witch is the second, technically third, movie in the Blair Witch trilogy, I guess. But they kind of just, the second one, everyone just kind of forgets about it. The person I went with today didn't even know the second one existed. So Blair Witch, let's just say two, because the second one was apparently so bad that nobody wants to talk about that. Anyways, yes, so this is about the younger brother of the main character of the last Blair Witch, Heather. He's going out back to the Black Hill Woods or whatever it was called, something like that. And he's going to try to find his sister that's been gone for, he said she left or disappeared when he was 4. And he looks in his 20s now, so over 16 years it would have to be. So it's pretty stupid, gotta say, a stupid reason for the movie. They could have done something else. They could have investigated the murder or something, not trying to go find her. But he kind of talked about how he knew she was dead or whatever, but he just wanted to make sure. He just wanted to find the house that they couldn't find when they went out in the search party. So him and his friends and his like best friend, his girlfriend, and the main guy, James, his girlfriend, not girlfriend, it's like his girlfriend, but they kind of have some thing going on there. You can tell that they kind of like each other, but that's kind of irrelevant. Yeah, so they go in the woods and stuff happens. They go to this area. This isn't really spoilers. This is all the first 10 minutes of the film. They get this, the guy who actually found the original Blair Witch tape and put it on the internet. They go to his house and they join them on the excursion, kind of, they call it kind of volunteer and say, we're not going to show you where we found the tape unless we can come with you. And they're like, all right, all right. And yeah, so then they go in. Seems like a normal hiking trip. Then some bad stuff starts happening. People start disappearing. Obviously, this isn't spoilers. You all know this is going to happen. And yeah, stuff just goes wrong. And boom, that's pretty much the movie. Yeah. I thought the movie, for a horror movie rating, at least this year, there's been some pretty good horror movies this year. There's been some bad horror movies this year, but one of my favorites that came out this year is The Conjuring 2. I didn't think it was really as good as that. It's a really shaky camera. It kind of made me dizzy. I haven't seen a found footage movie in quite a while. I saw it on the monster screen at my movie theater, so it was I was getting kind of dizzy at the beginning, but you kind of get used to it. The dialogue isn't great. The actors were actually, for horror movies, usually like Conjuring movies and Insidious, James Wan movies. He's a very good horror movie director. Usually his movies, they have better actors, usually very good actors, but other smaller horror movies, a lot of times they don't have very good actors. They're usually horrible actors. These guys were actually pretty good. They weren't the best, obviously, but yeah, they weren't bad. So the acting, pretty good. The dialogue, I mean, there's dialogue. They're in the beginning, they're talking back and forth. They're talking about the story. There's actually a pretty decent story. They kind of talk about the mythology of the witch and all this stuff that happens. But after stuff starts going down, it starts turning into people yelling over and over the names, just over and over. Wah, James, Ashley, Heather, whatever names there are. They just keep yelling it over and over. Pretty much the last half of the movie is this. they're all just yelling, and then it'll be all right, we'll be okay, yep, and a lot of breathing, a lot of running, a lot of yelling, a lot of, yeah, just pretty much the last half of the movie is just all that. So dialogue, yeah, dialogue was decent. They could have had a lot of better things. They could have done it differently, but yeah. The witch was interesting. It's kind of mysterious, kind of a like the last one. You don't really know what's going on. You don't know if it's real or these people are just faking it. You don't really know what's going on. It's pretty cool, ominous feeling. But then again, I felt in a lot of scenes like they would overuse this snapping sound a lot. It sounded like somebody stepping on a stick, and they'd use it when this girl would hurt her foot that she cuts very early on. She would when she'd step on it and it would hurt her, she'd be like, ah, and they just like and I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Would she just break her leg? But I think they overused some sounds there. It gave it more emphasis, like, but it didn't really make any sense. And then a lot of times, because it's found footage and they're kind of recording, they'll start screaming and like jumping. And you're like, what's happening? They'll make those cracking sounds, and the people won't even be getting hurt, but they'll scream, and then the camera will move, and that cracking sound will go, and you'll be like, what the heck? Did they just break? Did she just break her arm, or what the heck is going on? It's just some noise, I guess they heard in the woods, the same noise that was used for other things in the movie where bad things happen to people. The same noise was used. It was really confusing. I didn't know what was going on sometimes, but yeah, I mean, after it happens a few times, you're like, all right, that's just a sound they use. But at first it's a little confusing. For me, anyways. If it's not for anyone else, I'm sorry. That noise just stuck out to me for some reason a lot. I heard it a lot. The noise, other than that same noise over and over, it was really good. It was really loud when it needed to be, obviously, like horror movies are, but there's a lot of boom, boom, boom. A lot of big sounds. It kind of made the witch sound like a freaking Cloverfield monster. King Kong coming through the woods. Really loud sounds. I thought the sound was really good. The visuals were pretty good. I mean, it's found footage. How good can you get? Everyone had their earpiece camera, so everyone had different angles. Even the guy that came with, he had a video camera, so every single person had their own point of view, which is interesting. So when people went out and got lost, you saw their point of view and all that stuff started happening and all this stuff. Yeah, so anyways, horror movie. I thought it was a pretty good horror movie. Obviously not my favorite. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good horror movie wise. Obviously, we have a ton more horror movies coming out. It's only September. We got the whole month of October. But I feel like the best horror movies probably have already come out. I thought The Conjuring 2 was very good. Never saw Lights Out, but I heard that was good. And Don't Breathe, I heard was pretty good too. So that's all I pretty much have. Rating out of 10. I'm going to give the Blair Witch Project keep in mind, I'm a high grader. I kind of grade it more like a school scale. Like 90 is 10 out of 10 is good. It's perfect. 90s, it's like a school. A, B, C, D. I'm going to give it a, and then obviously below 5 is just not good for me. I'm going to give it a 6.5. 6.5, yeah, around 6 to 7 range, around there. I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. There's some parts that were boring. Some parts that kind of was like started to yawn a little bit, didn't know what was going on, kind of just walking through the woods and there was noises and but I thought the end was pretty good. The end was pretty interesting. You got to see some stuff that you didn't really get to see in the first one. That could mean anything. You don't know what I meant right there. And, yeah. Well, if this review somewhat informed you about Blair Witch Project, not Blair Witch Project, that already came out, make sure to leave a like down below and hit that subscribe button right over to the left of it. Just do it. You'll be updated on future movie reviews, TV show reviews, and game reviews. and all that kind of stuff, and gaming stuff too. Yeah. See y'all later. Deuces.